Welcome to the freewheeling cavalcade of circular motion, thus defined by the octagon table of double-wide mental introspection and dedicated utilitarian outward thinking in defense of zero content. Translation: we ain't got nothing. Oh, hey folks, dude here, yet again, an iteration of Dude After Dark. Hang on a second, let me turn off Binky. Binky can go to bed. Binky can go to bed. Make sure I got that muted. Yes. And reboot that. And I think it is working. So, good stuff like that there. Looking in the room, I will have a chat room popping up momentarily. And it is going. All right, so I have chat room going, all good stuff like that there. If you're a little late to the party, perfectly fine. If you decide to actually just watch it live on the internet and actually not take place in the chat room, perfectly allowable. It's not even a problem if you decide to not participate. Sound guys, stop that. Anyway, if you decide to not participate.
Don't want to come. Do not come. Do not come. Don't come.
Apparently somebody was coming. All right, well, anyway, sound guys, stop that. That's just a little bit, kind of a little, well, you know, a little bit like... Okay, it is not like monkey feces. It's not. It's not. It really isn't. All right, let's see. Scrolly. Got nobody commenting in the room as of yet, but that's perfectly fine. Scrolly. I cannot begin to tell you how. I really wish I could just show you the picture of just how absolutely. You know what? Maybe I can. Let me see if I can't chase this down real fast. The problem is like I always say, Facebook is really not a good storage medium. It just isn't. It's you try to look for something specific, you try to find it, and you're just like scrolling, even on your own stuff. You're just scrolling like crazy, going, "Well, where's it at? It's in there someplace." You know, so you're looking, trying to find the pertinent thing that you are currently, trying to find that is somewhere in your Facebook timeline. And so you're just literally just going, buck wild trying to find the stupid thing, and well, buck is kind of wild. So let's see. Scroll. Oh, here it is. See if I can pull up that image. Oh, yeah. That is it. Oh man, wow. That is. Yeah, this image right here. Let me drop the brightness because, camera on camera phone sometimes gets really weird. So that is completely unhinged Mark Hamill speaking on, of all things, a absolutely farcical, fake hoax piece of Bravo Sierra that, was posited by the Democrats. So, literally what it is there is a hoax from Occupy Democrats meme claiming Trump's Gaza peace deal was stolen from... sound guy, do you want to play, Mr... The name is... Yeah, we're talking about... Yeah, Joe... You're gonna keep doing that? Okay, apparently Kamal is really into Joe Biden. I guess she's really into Joe Biden. Anyway, so using a meme from left-wing social media site Blue Sky. Now, the thing about Blue Sky is anybody that knows anything about Blue Sky, if you went to Blue Sky, it is a bunch of let's just say adults that shouldn't be doing obnoxious things with little kids. Yeah, doing bad stuff with little children, also known as Peter Files. Peter Files. Of that one, I guess you get it. Oh, completely understood. Yeah, Patriot Fever's checking in. He says, on station, to be honest, have to make a date with the back of my eyelids in sometime soon because it's harvest time and he is just working very, very, very hard trying to get that stuff that we, well, no, Sal guy, stop. What are you doing?
It's spicy.
Sure. Anyway, so he's doing harvest time, so he's probably really, really dragging butt. Anyway, so Mark Hamill shared something of a hoax item from Occupy Democrats. The meme is claiming that Trump's Gaza peace deal was stolen from Joe Ka. So Joe Biden is eventually was the guy that, basically brought both sides at least to the table, and then Trump swooped in and swiped it. I don't see that happening, okay? It's not like, Biden sets all this thing up and then Trump goes, ooh, it's right here. All I gotta do is... Oh.
Not the mama.
Yeah, so it's definitely...
Not the mama.
It's definitely not the mama.
Not the mama.
Yeah, it's definitely not the mama, okay? So anyway, they're now, Mark Hamill, infamously of, the guy lopped off wrist in Star Wars and did the Joker's voice and numerous other, voiceover, voice acting type things and raging.
Oh no, that's not.
Oh no, he's definitely meow. He's definitely meow.
Hoorah!
Yeah, hoorah. He's definitely meow. So far to the left that he probably makes Robert De Niro a little jealous because
Oh no, that's not.
he's definitely meow. So anyway, he's the look on his face. I cannot do it justice, man. It's just like this unhinged. Wow. So anyway, there's never really anything that ever said that Biden was getting those two groups together to at least get something happening. Of course, the Abraham Accord. I know they say Abraham, but the Abraham Accord. That's not Biden. That's definitely Trump. Moving the headquarters, read like the capital of Israel, to Jerusalem, where it belonged. Temple Mount and all that. Telling all those guys to knock it off. Because it's kind of a sticky wicket. Those people really don't know the history of the place. I mean, the most sacred places to both sides, Arab and, Jew, is in Jerusalem. I mean, it's a Temple Mount. There's the Wailing Wall. There's, all these other really, really majorly historic places that really hold great, let's just say honorific significance, shall we say. Honorific significance to both sides. So everybody's like, no, this is my spot. No, it's my spot. No, yay. Next thing you know, they're like ready to have a tussle. So, you kind of have a really, just very nuanced and got to be careful about it kind of situation. Anyway, so you got a couple people in the room. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. Good stuff like that there. I don't know if this is true or if this is just a meme, but I'm going to say this is red pill or blue beast. So supposedly Lawrence Fishburne wants to play Professor Charles Xavier of the X-Men. Now, I don't know if this is true or not, but if it is, I would tend to think that Lawrence Fishburne would be completely badass playing Professor Xavier. So he says he's eyeing the role of Professor X in the Marvel's upcoming X-Men movie, and honestly, he'd like to crush it as Charles Xavier. Truthfully, he would. He would be an epic Charles Xavier. You do like an alternate universe where obviously, he happens to be a person of color. I think it would be absolutely epic, man. He's like, I don't say he's like my absolute favorite actor, but he's high on the list, man. Dude does some really seriously kick-ass roles and just a phenomenal actor. I really, truly enjoy his work. So, him doing Professor X, that would be just completely badass. I would definitely be a fan. So, scrolly. Yeah, I can't play this one because it's one of those things where probably YouTube would go, oh, no, you can't play this. We're just going to make it sound. So you would have me going, okay, and now here's the video, and all you'd hear is for like the next 2 or 3 minutes when a chick was actually talking. I do have the link, though, and it's a TikTok link, and that might actually fly, but it's a TikTok link, and it's a political side of the aisle that obviously, Facebook and those blue sky guys obviously don't ascribe to, so they would probably just lock it down, So Google, Alphabet, YouTube, Facebook, all those wankers would just go, oh no, you can't put that viewpoint out there because it's racist, homophobe, Islamophobic, blah, 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 fascist. All the rest of it just go down the whole block of, you're probably doing something that we think might be pejorative and make us look bad. Ugh. Patriot Fever, only 40 acres from done plus 33 or 38,000 acres of soil sampling. That's a whole heck of a lot of playing with dirt. So anyway, what she did is this person probably works Congress, but they can't say who they work for, and said that most people are 2, possibly 3 paychecks not happening before it's DC decides that the plan is enough to work on later. And please remember them in the midterms. I have it on good authority, though, from like obvious just video nuancing and other stuff that I've been noticing. I'm thinking F Chuck you Schumer. Right now, he's probably not eating very good. He's probably not sleeping very good. And he probably has a really, really bad case of, I can't drink enough to make this stop hurting the inside of my head. So I'm tending to think that this whole little show of strength that the Democrats did nothing but F-chuck them really, really bad. And I do mean it's just... Yeah, neck snap noises because... I don't think it's going to work out for them so good because everybody's going to see down the road that the Republicans were like, look, we just need to have a continuing resolution. We will have things in their status where they were previously, and we'll just keep the ball rolling. That'll give us time to figure things out. We'll come with budgetary items, and the Democrats, Thor's hammer, oh, no. We want to put $1.5 trillion more on the CR so we can fund everything that we want to do. I'm sorry. You don't put 1/7 of this country's GDP on a continuing resolution for your causes. That's just stuff that people don't do. They really don't do that. Anyway, so way, shape, and form, which we fund ourselves, these guys literally said, we're just gonna do it. I think they might have shot off a little bit more than they were counting on. Yeah, because truly when it comes right down to it... Okay, thanks, sound guy. Those people who are most affected with this thing... or those people who truly are seeing it for the political mandated kerfuffle that it was, really might remember them come election time. Because, oh yeah, this is going to be a midterm election that's going to be taking place in, let's see. Let me find the right button. When is the U.S. midterm election taking place? Asking Google. It is. Next midterm election 2025 is. If it would tell me that, it would be really, really, really nice. Let's see. I believe it's November 4th. Early voting October 24th, which is not that far away, folks. Let's see. Uniform election. That doesn't help me at all. Upcoming elections 2025. Let's just try this a little bit more simply for the AI, which is going, I'm so smart. It really, truly isn't. List of elections 2025. List of elections. I probably should have done this first. 2025 state legislature elections to be held on November 4. Folks, it's October 21 right now. Do they really want to play this game? Let's just hold this thing out until the 3rd. You're going to have a whole bunch of really happy government employees. Yipes. And I do mean like expressly, yipes. Wow. This thing, you know what? I do think that this No Kings thing that they try to, pump up and really try to make it have as much pop as possible kind of really... I think it had exactly that kind of effect. It just, they stuck themselves right in the eyeball with a spoon. Yeah, it really truly didn't work. Now, of course, Mrs. Dude is a federal employee, so she is furloughed. Good times, huh? Yeah, good times. Yipes. Let's see. Scrolly. This one is actually kind of funny. So, Mrs. Dude is furloughed. I'm currently the only one that's working at home. And, I'm actually redoubling my efforts to some degree. However, I posted this up on my Facebook, and I did think it was absolutely hilarious. Obviously, I obscured, the transaction ID and whatnot. But going to my PayPal account, Facebook, Consumer Privacy User Profile Litigation Settlement Administrator. Coming in October 14, 2025. Payment received. Well, obviously the damage of them exporting my information to persons who never should have done such. I got the cash award from the, the class action suit. Anybody want to take a stab in the room of what what they think I got from Facebook? Oh, man. I'll give you a hint. It was $22.65. $22.65. Or about just over half a tank of gas. Oh, man. Thank you, Zuckerberg. I'm sure you really felt that one. Wow. In the room, Patriot Fever says that he saw a post about the No Kings protests. And you got to remember, too, is they're going on about, it's from coast to coast. It's huge. It's absolutely massive. One of my brothers in New York was saying it was absolutely massive. Tons of people hanging out and all this other fun stuff. Truthfully, I don't think it was really all that big. Let me bump this up a little bit. I'm going to cut the top of my head off. So I don't really think it was all that big. I mean, truthfully, the numbers I heard quoted was shy of 1 million. And if you think about it, that's for 2,600 locations? 1 million people? Well, let's just do some really stupid math here. Let's be very, very generic here, okay? Let's be very generic. Let's just make Google work. 2,600 divided by, or I did it backwards. Hang on. 1 million divided by 2,600. Oh, that's approximately 384.615. So 384 and a half people per site. I've seen larger Trump gatherings, okay? Let's just be very, very just, nice about it. I've seen larger Trump gatherings, all right? This No Kings thing really kind of, I think it just kind of petered out. Yeah, it didn't do it. It was
It's spicy.
it's not spicy.
It was at this moment that he knew. He
He fuck crash. He fuck crash. Oh man. Yeah, Patriot favorites 275 around your area. It's still towing almost $3 around my area. Yeah. Yeah, we're not out in cow country. I'm sorry. We basically get stuck out here on the East Coast. Why? Let's see. Oh, that's right, because we live right next to Washington, D.C., and we can afford it.
The name is.
Yeah, it's carryover from Joe Kaka. Ugh. Just. I did that one. Ugh. Yeah, well, Pedro Favor, you're in Pritzkistan, but still, that's 20 cents cheaper than I'm paying, okay? So No Kings, he said No Kings was 650K and not 7 million. Yeah, you know what? The other thing, too, is also Soros put 3 million of his own coin into it. U.S. aid has been defunded, so obviously they're hurting for fundage. They are seriously hurting for funds. Excuse me. Scrolly. Yeah, that's the thing I'm talking about here was a guy by the name of Keith Edwards, at Keith Edwards on X, formerly Twitter. Quote, Joe Biden had its peace deal in place, but then Netanyahu and Trump met at Mar-a-Lago and decided to keep the war going would benefit them both. I'm sorry. Have you ever heard Trump speaking in public where he wants nobody to die? And he said it expressly, I want the war to end. I want everybody to stop dying. There's nothing that is positive in anybody's conclusion to say a war ongoing is a good thing. 10 months later, they signed the exact deal Biden brokered. I want definitive proof. I want documentation. I want to see a copy of that paperwork that Biden wrote out there and said, I'm going to fix the problem. Ugh. What are you doing? Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, that's what it is. Sound guy's saying he was just going to fly that one around for a while and see if he can't find it. Yes, sound guy. Oh, apparently the plane crashed. Nice. Thanks, sound guy. Whatever. So anyway, I decided to be a smartass about it, and on that guy's post, I put on there, you got to be very, very thinking around the edges on this one. F Chuck Tarded, okay? So we all know what I'm saying here? F Chuck Tarded? F Chuck Tarded. Adjective, colloquial social extraction. Definition, one who has their own head shoved so far up their own ass, they're looking out their mouth and saying that the world actually smells like dookie. Also see brain-dead liberal F-chucking morons talking about things beyond them. Wow. This one I think is really kind of cool. So supposedly Trump is bringing back all the manufacturing to the United States that he possibly can, which is absolutely a positive thing because you don't want that stuff overseas. Obviously, you know, the interchange, you build the engine here, something else over there, going back and forth across the road, you know, it's too much infrastructure and way too spread out for everything. If you make everything locally, obviously the price can go down. Obviously the people that are making all the parts can earn here. And obviously the money stays in these United States. Now, obviously, Chrysler and a bunch of other places are owned by Stellantis, including Nissan now. And the thing about it is if the cash stays here, it gets reinvested. That's a good thing. However, there is going to be, obviously, the companies make profits, so they don't want to bring that out to their own guys. So, we won't begrudge them the fact that they're making money on their own efforts. We're not going to begrudge them that one. But anyway, on Wednesday, Stellantis executives said that the automaker would be investing billions in the United States market, including more than $600 million to reopen the Belvidere assembly plant in Belvidere, Illinois, after having closed it under the I got this one, sound guy. The administration. Yeah, thanks, sound guy. So anyway, underneath the administration, they closed this plant. Well, now that they see a positive ability to make money, they're not worried about building EVs underneath, the new Green Deal crap underneath Joe. Underneath Joe Caca. They're not being forced to build cars that nobody's going to buy and all that infrastructure and expenditure. Okay, yeah, we know it's caca.
We told you.
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 We told you. See, you didn't listen, and we told you.
Yeah, we told you about the caca and you didn't listen. Let's see. So, quote, this investment in the U.S., the single largest in the company's history, will drive our growth, straighten our manufacturing footprint, and bring more American jobs to states we call home, Stellantis CEO Antonio Filosa, Stellantis CEO, said in a statement. So, translation, they want to do it here. As we begin our next 100 years, I don't know if that company has been around for 100 years. I think Chrysler has, but not Stellantis. As we get in our next 100 years, we are putting the customer at the center of the strategy, expanding our vehicle offerings, and giving them the freedom to choose the products they want and love, Filiosa said. Stellantis executives noted that the $13 billion investment is the largest in the automaker's history in the United States market, vowing that more than 5,000 auto jobs will be created in Illinois, Ohio, Michigan, and Indiana as a result. All good and positive things. It's coming in from Breitbart.com. I cannot do this just. You know what? I could actually just show this one. So anyway, I'm actually. I hate to express this, but I'm actually a registered Democrat in the state of Maryland. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can't find it real fast. There it is. There it is. There it is. I'm a registered Democrat in the state of Maryland simply because if I'm a registered Republican, I can only really vote for Republicans. If I'm a registered independent, green, any other party, I have no primary rights whatsoever. However, as a Democrat, I can jack with the process twice. I could screw with the primary and I could screw with the main elections all the time. So that's why I'm a registered Democrat. However, I received this. Yes. They actually texted me, no King's Day is tomorrow. Will you help make it the biggest day of protest ever? And there's a link to click on. I didn't even respond. I didn't even check the phone number to see where it was sent from, but obviously it was probably just, some small, calling pool kind of thing. But yeah, they actually sent me a text if I was going to respond and go to the No Kings protest. Desperate much? Yeah, I'm a registered Democrat in Maryland because the RNC is useless here. And I wanted to mess with the primaries, but this is absolutely pathetic, man. Texting people to show up for the No Kings protest. Weak sauce. Pathetic even. Wow. Absolutely just weak sauce. I cannot begin to tell you how much this cracks me up, but the amount of just lambasting that this post has gotten, I cannot begin to tell you just how much it is. Operation Reverse Chaos. Yep. Or Operation Chaos, according to, El Rushbo. Yeah, Operation Chaos. Yep. Let's see. Operation Chaos. That was just funny. It really truly was. And it was just It was just funny. Why? Because they artificially pumped up Hillary Clinton when everybody was like, wow, there's no chance that she's going to win, but look at her now. Yeah, it was really funny to play the Operation Chaos game on Hillary Clinton. Oh, shoveling dirt on her election chances. That's funny. That's funny.
You used to vacuum.
Okay, sound guys really digging deep into the deep ones. I don't know what he's thinking about, but it's, myself.
Self.
Would you stop? Okay, he's digging deep into the ethers on this one. Anyway, let me go back to whence I was looking at. Anyway, so from all people, Jennifer Lopez. Read like 1, 2, 3, 4 marriages, I think she's at now. Yipes! After 4 dudes who are a mix of any racial profile, yeah, it might be you. So what did she say that everybody is lambasting her for? Quote, what I learned, it's not that I'm not lovable, it's that they're not capable. What? Come on, no, that's just creepy, okay?
Dead or alive, you are coming with me.
Okay. I don't know about that one, okay? No. No clue where sound guy was going with that one. Holy crap. This chick is bonkers, okay? That's just being nice. I cannot play this one, obviously, because it's a YouTube video, and if I do, we're going to have, again, that situation where I go, and here's the cut. It's just going to go dead silence for the entire time that video is playing, because they're going to go, well, this person has specific rights, and you need to share your ad. No. You need to share your ad revenue with them, or they need to take all your ad revenue. Do you want to silence? That's literally the choices you're given. Do you want to cut it out? Do you want to snip the video, which then basically changes all the timeline stuff? It's just easier sometimes not to do that and let sleeping dogs lie. Yipes. This one I think is absolutely blanking hilarious. Accordingly, with the No Kings thing. It's actually kind of a long post, but I can kind of gloss over it fairly quick. So, this one's coming in from conservativebrief.com. So, Soros was caught red-handed, and he can't slither away from President Trump this time. Why? Because he's probably going to have RICO charges on his ass for all the creepy stuff he's done in the past. So, he pissed away $3 million for the failed political showing of No Kings. He's a billionaire. He can afford it, but still, it's got to be annoying. So the network of organizations he's helping bankroll with the No Kings protest. Senate Majority Leader F. Chuck U. Schumer. Tens of thousands of demonstrators plan to show up on Saturday, according to new disclosures and archive grant data. Soros, a billionaire and one of the Democrat Party's most prolific donors, is the founder of Open Society Foundations, which oversees the Open Society Action Fund. So in 2023, the fund issued a 2-year grant of $3 million to the progressive group Invisible, according to public filings. The stated purpose was to support the organization's, quote, social welfare activities, end quote, Fox News reported. Indivisible is currently serving as the group's managing participant data and communications for the No Kings protests, taking place in Washington, D.C. and in other cities nationwide. So the foundation that Soros has have distributed more than $32 billion globally to advance what they describe as, quote, open and democratic societies. end quote. His son, Alex, side note, a blithering, blanking, absolute moron of just no unknown quantity. Yeah, he's just, yeah, he's, yeah, just, yeah, he's, he's really, that guy. Just that guy. What are you doing? Oh. Okay. Supposedly they're going to get caught and they're going to go to jail. Okay. Thank you, sound guy. Jeez. Anyway, what are you doing? So you say he's going to go to jail, right? Oh. I don't know if that's going to happen to a older Soros, but younger Soros, oh, he's probably most definitely going to get a little bit of yeah, I'm thinking he's going to get plenty of that. Yeah, he's going to get plenty of that. Okay, stop. He's not going to get quack. He's probably going to get more than a little bit of that. Yeah, he's going to get that. So anyway, it's been now found out, and they're tracing the money trail, figuring out where all the cash has been coming after Soros has been playing his, games, shall we say. It's getting very interesting. I think Rico's going to be starting to fly. They say it's really hard to prove Rico on some occasions. But, $32 billion? Come on, some of that stuff has to be more than just a little bit visible to the average person going, hey, there's a connection between that, this, and all that in between. Yeah, I think that's actually what's going to have happen. Okay, I cannot do this justice. You have to look this one up for yourself. Oh, my stars and garters. It is absolutely, completely the total overreach that these guys tend to do. I mean, it is just, no, it's not quack. It is,
put that thing back where it came from, or so help me.
So help me. Liberals read like outrageous, overly tatted, pierced, screaming meme-eyed baristas, over college educated idiots are getting beyond ugly haircuts. And they say that they're doing this just to trigger Trump supporters. And they're calling them anti-MAGA mullets. Okay, I got to pull back the curtain a little bit here. And ladies, men really, truly don't care what job you do. They don't care about what your nails look like. They don't care what your jewelry looks like. They're not really worried about how you dress. They're really not that crazy about, is my hair done correctly? Is my makeup perfect? Guys really, truly don't care about all that stuff. We're pretty superficial, to be absolutely honest with you, okay? More than anything, we're just like low drama, okay to be with, physically, could we actually have some fun together physically? And is there other nuances that make you less annoying than the other females on the planet that we're encountering at that time? Your hairdo, if it looks like a rat's nest, kind of really doesn't make us go, oh, I'm so affronted now. If she'd merely just made her hair look better, oh, my cause would be more just. that's probably about as good as I can put it. That's literally about as good as I can put it. My cause would be more just if your hair looked better. Yeah, exactly. Just the whole. Really, no, ladies. It really doesn't mean that much to us. So,
The following program contains scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature. Viewer discretion is advised.
what are you doing? Playing with the phone? Sure. Anyway. Yeah, it's definitely the second one. The second one's better. Yeah, that's it. What are you doing? Oh, you walk up to them and with a sledgehammer. Okay, sure. Why not? I'm going to fix your hair. I'm going to fix your hair, lady. I think you missed a thunk in there, okay? So anyway, let's see. Scroll. That's just messed up. I'm going to fix your hair, ma'am. No, you missed it. You missed it, okay? Jeez. No, you did. You really missed it. Jeez. Yeah, you really slipped and fell on that one, sound guy. Sorry. Anyway, so anti-MAGA mullets. Weird. Have you guys heard about this one or not? This is absolutely, and I have to really kind of try to do this appropriately. I think I can kind of fake this, okay? So basically, like the intercom, crackles and beeps on a plane. Hello and welcome to flight 27684 on Chinese Airways. I'm being a little politically correct here. We're currently flying at 33,000 feet. We'll be arriving at Kwangbok-Flug Airport in approximately 34 minutes. If you look to your right, you will see row 13 is currently on fire. No need to be concerned. The Chinese Communist Party has declared we are perfectly fine. No reason to worry about a plane on fire while in flight. The glorious leader says that a plane on fire is perfectly fine. Have a nice day. Say, Young, where's my blanking parachute? Oh, the PA is still on. No, we're fine. We're fine. Party says it's fine. Click. So anyway, panic at 33,000 feet as an overhead luggage locker burst into flames on a crowded Airbus forced to make an emergency landing. It gets better, folks. Remember how much everybody's been saying, some of the Chinese power banks are really sketch and potentially can spontaneously burst into flame? Well, let's just say they went to the Temu cheap rack and got the cheap they got the cheap ass one, right? Yeah, they got the cheap ass one. I'll just simply say that. They got the cheap ass power block, and well, it didn't work out so good. So terror broke out in the Chinese plane as the overhead luggage compartment burst into flames. The Air China A-12 Airbus departed Hangzhou and was headed for Seoul, South Korea, when a fire broke out at 33,000 feet due to an overheated power bank. How much you want to bet they had that thing plugged up with something in their bag and it was going and proceeded to simply just have a really, really bad hair day.
You're despicable.
He didn't sound like a Cylon sound guy. No, it didn't. No.
Snoo.
It was not suffering snoo. Anyway, he's off the rails tonight, folks. Anyway, so footage shows panicked passengers reacting on board the international flight as smoke spews into the cabin. Passengers can be seen shouting faster as the crew tries to tackle the flames. Those on board later praised crew members for their swift actions in extinguishing the fire. Okay, probably it burned out on its own and was self-extinguishing once it had exposed and had chain reactioned all of the lithium in the power block. Yeah, that's the way that stuff works. It just kind of goes it just does that. Although there was no injuries, flight CA-139 was still forced to make an emergency landing at Shanghai's Pudong International Airport. The terrifying incident came after the Civil Aviation Administration of China in June banned power banks and other batteries without 3C standard labeling or unclear labeling from being carried on board domestic flights. Interesting. This is due to a reported increase in incidents involving lithium-ion batteries catching on fire on board. Big mystery there, folks. This is due to the fire on board the flight comes days after a Rex Airlines engine burst into flames just seconds after takeoff. Flight ZL-4818 from Adelaide to Broken Hill was prepared to depart on Wednesday morning when a fault indicator signaled a problem with the left engine. Unburnt fuel caught fire in the engine just moments later. I think one of these things has nothing to do with the other, but the picture is hilarious. You see the chick like sitting there and turning around like, can I have another row, please? I don't like this one. She has like the most calm expression as she's like turning around going, there's a problem with, there's a problem with that one. Eat the kraut the first time it spoils, not the second. Yeah, he's definitely eating the wrong stuff. Yeah, thanks, sound guy. Yeah, he ate the wrong stuff. Yeah, thanks. Scrolly. I love this one picture. It's a meme, with the classic Leonardo DiCaprio from the Django thing where he's kind of like, and he's holding up a map, and it shows red state versus blue state for the last election cycle, and the caption is, our No Kings protest last November was bigger. Oh, man. This is absolutely hilarious, and it's been well posited and very, very definitively verified. Let me express it like that. A massive crowd at the No Kings rally in Boston, and it's posted by Republicans Against Trump with a blue check mark on X, formerly Twitter. And then I love this, the community notes. This video was from a 2017 Boston protest, not today's No Kings rally, which was indeed a large event with tens of thousands attending per reports. Gotta love the community notes when it catches up with those guys. Let's see, scrolly. I don't know if you guys saw this one or not, but I posted up a picture on my Facebook. I could not do it justice, but I was walking around, of all things, the local BJ's store. Mrs. Dude and I are doing the big box trip. And we look over, and I'm just like, dum, snitch, triple take. What? There is a box of baby wipes, okay? Of course, there's like a generic cute kid on the package. It's a Berkeley and Jensen product, so that's their stuff. So it's baby wipes, do not flush. I was like, okay, well, yeah, no great mystery there. However, the WTF green tea and cucumber scented baby wipes. Yeesh. So it's like, hey, make your kid's ass smell like a salad combo. Green tea and cucumber. As opposed to back end of a normal kid leaking everything that they made. Yipes. Let's see. Scrolly. This one is very, very interesting indeed. This one is from somebody on X, formerly known as Twitter, Seamus Bruner. And it's at Seamus Bruner. And he's got the blue check mark, so that's obviously a guy of notoriety on, X. Quote, we traced $294,487,641 to the official No Kings 2.0 partners and organizers, all funneled through the same quote-unquote Riot Incorporated dark money networks. Check out some of these names. Arabella Network, $79.7 million. Soros Network, $72.1 million. Ford Network. I don't believe that's related to the Ford Motor Company. $51.7 million. Tides, $45.5 million. Rockefeller, $28.6 million. Buffett, $16.6 million. Total funds sent to No Kings 2 partners. Grand sum, $294,487,641. Isn't that interesting? Almost $300 million from some very notable names. Rico could be going down hard. I don't know if you guys saw this one or not, and I cannot do this justice. I can put the link in the room. Oh, my stars and garters. Absolutely freaking hilarious. Trump, being Trump, had an AI-generated video where he's flying a fighter jet and doing a bombing drop of... he basically does a manure run. He does a manure run on the No Kings protesters, and he's flying the plane wearing a crown. On the side of the plane, it says King Trump, pushing all the buttons. Holy crap, man. He is really, really, really tweaking them. So I'm going to put in here the link where they are losing their absolute stuff. So the first link is going to be obviously the Truth Social, where Trump is flying the jet and dropping dookie on him. I cannot begin to tell you how much it cracked me up to see that video. I actually watched it a few times. It was... yeah, it was definitely ew dookie. Thank you, sound guy. It was definitely dookie. Oh, stop it. Okay, so he was flying over, dropping dookie. Yes, he was dropping stuff. Anyway, so I could not do it justice, but man, they are losing their collective stuff, shall we say. So Donald Trump shares AI-generated video of himself dropping feces on No Kings protesters. Donald Trump shared an AI-generated video Saturday that shows himself flying a fighter jet labeled King Trump and dropping feces on the heads of No Kings protesters. His apparent commentary on the more than 2,500 nationwide demonstrations that took place the same day. The video is set to the song Danger Zone by Kenny Loggins and also features political commentary Harry Sisson at the protest in New York. And he gets just shellacked. He's like, hey, blah. Just shellacked. So the protests also listed the support of several celebrities, including, you know it, Jamie Lee Curtis, Mark Ruffalo, and then, of course, everybody else screaming, Mimi-ite, what have you. So supposedly even got to the point where Kenny Loggins is like, I protest you using my music in that manner. We're all supposed to be Americans and all buddy and friends and this, that, and the other thing. Kenny, dude, you have the notoriety of a few songs back in like 1980s. You're really kind of an also-ran at this point. And for you to get any notice at all is good press. Stop complaining. Wow. Let's see. So much so, you know, that Kenny Loggins is trying to play Rodney King and doing that. Can't we all just get along? No. It doesn't really work like that. But yeah, he posted it up. Kenny Loggins is now tweaked that he's using his music. Yeesh. But it's getting very interesting now because CNN is now admitting that the polls are showing Trump is winning the shutdown battle. Like, literally, I just posted up a graphic earlier where it showed he was down 2 points at the same time, you know, when the protests were ongoing. Well, he's now up a point. He's now up a point. So it's now showing positively that these things don't work. You know, it's like the struck match. You can't light it twice. They're trying it yet again, and it's not flying. This one, I cannot do this justice. This guy, this friggin' guy. Wow. Lockheed Martin, also known as that mega corporation that makes all kinds of flying stuff, and obviously space vehicles and all kinds of other technology, tons of government contracts, big government contractor, but fired a Democrat who yelled at Winsome Sears, also known as the Lieutenant Governor of Virginia, who's currently running to be governor of Virginia. So anyway, what's going on is this guy was screaming at her. Excuse me, I got something work related here I'm looking at. I don't think I could do that one. Excuse me, it's basically me accepting work. All right, so anyway, I see these jobs pop up every once in a while. I either have to accept or not. So I'm trying to accept. Anyway, so the guy basically screamed at Winsome Sears during a football game, telling her to go back to Haiti. Slight problem. She's not Haitian. And calling her a traitor. Well, there is a code of ethics that, Lockheed Martin has. And this guy not only breached it a little bit, but breached it more than a whole lot. So, he was unceremoniously hit canned in no short order. Quote, "We hold all of our employees and subsidies in the highest standards of integrity and professional conduct." This was on his own time, mind you. "Any behavior that violates our code of ethics will be thoroughly investigated, and employees found in violation will be held accountable. Zeta Associates investigated the matter, and the individual is no longer employed by Lockheed Martin." Lockheed Martin spokesperson. Whoa! Okay, so this screaming Mimiite stuff, being completely obnoxious and in your face, doesn't fly any longer. Wow. I got two cool kind of gun stories here, so let me jump on them real fast. Number one, there is now a Ruger Mini 14 Ranch 50th Anniversary Limited Edition, and they're going to be making, I think they said a certain, I can't remember what the number is, but the 50th Anniversary Limited Edition is a Back to Basics rifle, and if you look at it, it is a full-size one at stock with the wood top cover, which is really unusual because they said the wood cover would actually, with really long strings of firing, read like the fully automatic version, would just literally catch on fire. It's just so hot. But it's the all wood early version of the stock, but it has a cutout like an M1 carbine, so you could put the oiler in there. You run the sling loop through there, put the oiler in there, pull it, and it locks itself into the stock. And a gas block with a left side sling swivel. So they said basically you put like a carbine style sling in there and you click it onto the front and you can sling it up. It'll have hang on a second here. This is really cool. I wish that this would be more out there, but cold hammer forged threaded barrel, 18 inches with an ultra precise 1.9 1 in 9 twist right hand rifling. Let's see. It's got an early style flash hider. It has the Ruger style scope mount rings that literally lock into the receiver, and it is drilled and tapped for you to put a scope base on there, like literally like a Picatinny rail kind of guy. It's not cheap. I could quote the pricing, but YouTube, so I'm not going to say the number. Let's just say it's somewhere between 1 and 2, followed by 3 zeros. So probably on the lower side of that spectrum of numbers. Okay? We're all on board on that one. The second one, which obviously you're not going to buy over the counter from your local, gun store, is the Super Blooper. And it's not an M203. It's not an M79. Oh, no. This is a mag-fed 25 millimeter, read like about an inch, 25 millimeter grenade launcher. So this one is known as the Precision Grenadier System, or the PGS. Put out by Northrop Grumman, so Northrop Grumman is putting out something kind of cool too. Designed to be used with a variety of applications, including anti-UAV, or ultra-light aviation vehicle. Yeah, basically to sending out the drones. Yeah, that's the good stuff there. So it's a shoulder-fired 25-millimeter grenade launcher, semi-automatic weapon fired from a 5-round magazine and weighing under 12 pounds. That's huge. I mean, literally, just weight-wise alone, that is massively, massively huge. So it's designed to be durable and lightweight. Uses a titanium barrel with reinforced polymer overmold. And the ammo is going to be 25 millimeters, 5 rounds, semi-automatic, ambidextrous controls, recoil reduction. So the recoil tested proved to be comparable with a field counter. That's too much gibberish, but they're saying the thing doesn't kick bad. That's what they're essentially saying. Uses a next-gen fire control, which obviously you go, hey, there's the target, beep, and it goes, oh, okay, I'd have to explode at that distance, not that distance. So you literally can selectively tell the grenade where to blow up. All cool stuff. Let's see. So basically you have some ammo available. That is a high explosive air burst. That is the one that's programmable. Dual warhead high explosive fragmenting round can be fired in both air burst and point detonation. High explosive proximity. Obviously, it gets close to something and goes, hey, that's the target. And it gets to the target and goes, pop. You don't have to range it. It finds the target and goes, oh, that's the target. And it's not finding the target. You basically point it at the target, and it goes, I'm now in proximity to the target. I will explode. Close quarter battle rounds. So the CQB round is a buckshot round, enabling close quarter engagements such as breaching, room clearing, trench clearing, and close range. Good stuff. Target practice, the 25-round TP round is a low cost. So basically, it's a training practice round. Let's see. Scroll. So obviously, it's not going to be available for the civilian market, but it's going to be stuff that the military can use. And 25 millimeter as opposed to 40 millimeter, you can carry more ammunition rather than some big stubby Coke can looking thing. You pretty much are just carrying something about the size of like a 12 gauge shell. Probably longer, but roughly about the size of a 12 gauge shell. Let's see. Scrolly. Have you guys heard about it or not? But there was the massive crash that happened on the internet. That's why I use a large capacity smartphone. So that the stuff that I want to save is in here. It's not out there. I don't use clouds for exactly that very reason. So anyway, what happened is there's a massive outage in Amazon Web Services, or AWS, on Monday, caused widespread disruptions to numerous popular websites, apps, and online services used by millions of people around the world. Although service was fully restored by the end of the day, details about exactly why it happened, knocking everything from school service provider Canvas to popular video games like Fortnite offline, remains sparse. Interesting. Yeah, I tried to log into like one of the websites for like one of the cruise lines. I was looking at like, cruise pricing, and it said, none of this is available. I was like, well, that's all fine and good. But there was other places I could go that still worked. So obviously Amazon had some issues. The root cause of the outage was traced back to an error in a technical update. So you need to update your system. Crash, bang, boom. Yeah. Not good. Wow. So anyway, full service was not fully restored to AWS customers until 3:01 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, according to Amazon's status updates. No, it was later than that, I think. Root cause of the outage traced back to error in a technical update. Key clouds database store. They kind of did it to themselves, folks. Let's see. Scrolly. JD Vance, talking about what's going on over currently in Israel, basically said if Hamas doesn't stop playing FAFO games, it will be obliterated if it fails to dissolve. It's not going to play games anymore, okay? If they decide to FAFO, it's not going to work out for them. Let's see. Scrolly. I do think it's really, absolutely, positively, completely, assuredly, well, I don't think I'm running out of averages here, but it is something that is going to be so unbelievably just noteworthy that these guys are going to say, hey, Trump is rebuilding part of the White House. no. It's what he's doing is he's actually paying for the ballroom. $250 million or some such or what have you. But $250 million to put a new world-class ballroom on the White House. And the thing about it is they're like, oh, how can he do these things? This is absolutely horrible. He's running a bulldozer into the people's house. Bad news. He's not the first guy to do it. Sound guy. Okay, he's not the first. Stop that. He's not the first guy to do it. I don't know why he's playing fart sounds when I'm talking about the White House, okay? Oh, okay, I got it now. I had to decode that. He's saying that the left is self-celebrating. They found something new to complain about because, obviously it's all involving Trump, so it's dookie. Right? Thank you, sound guy. I'm so happy that it worked out for you in that one. Now you don't get a chime. No. No. You don't. No. Hell no. No. Mm-mm. No chime for you. No ding. No chime. No chime. No ding. No chimes. No.
No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No. Hell no. No. I refuse. No.
You done? Thank you so much for that, sound guy. It's just what we needed as a palate cleanser. Anyway. Stop. I think they'd be losing their brains in any case, but the thing about it is this is not the first time a president has revamped, reasserted, rechanged, jiggered, screwed around with, added his own personal touch to the White House. Pretty much every president for like the last 120 years has done something to the White House. Somebody added the Oval Office. Somebody gutted the place. Somebody added some other things. Obama added a basketball court over the tennis court. Somebody added the tennis court. Somebody made the Rose Garden. Somebody added other touches to it. So this is not structural stuff being added. This is not the first time somebody's gone into the White House and did stuff to it. Okay? The first time around, Trump obviously glitched the place up. You look at the Oval Office is now, really spiffy. And he's wanted to put a nice ballroom on there because you're going to have big world leader things going on and you need to have an executive place in which to hold it. That's the White House, okay? Stop. This one is completely badass, but to be correct here, everybody reads her name Western, but her name is actually Takichi Sanai. So in the Western way, we read it as Sanai Takichi. However, her name is Takichi Sanai in the way the Japanese parlance tends to work. They read it backwards. They read the last name first, the first name last. Okay? That's just how they do it. Let's give me 1 second here. I will take that one. Okay. Just more work I'm accepting. So anyway, she's now been made the new Nihon, Japanese. Nihon is actually how they say it. Japan is how everybody else says it. Mostly because when the Portuguese went there, they really couldn't say Nihon, so they were saying Hapan. They thought they were saying, instead of Nihon, thought they were saying Hapan. And in Spanish, the J is an H, so it'd be Hapan. We saw it as Japan. The Japanese know that they're from Nihon, not Japan. So she was now elected Japan's new prime minister. She's ultra-conservative. She's a nationalist. She's been compared to Maggie Thatcher. She has a hardline stance on immigration and national security. She's very critical of China, and she believes a marriage should be obviously male and female. And most importantly, she's played in a heavy metal band and she's a fan of heavy metal. I like her. She's pretty cool. Let's see. Oh yeah, this one is very, very interesting. The longest filibuster that currently took place in these United States was 75 days. It took place in 1964 when the Democrats attempted and tried to block the Civil Rights Act from being voted in. Got to know history, folks. Let's see. Scrolly. Like I said, 20 days into the shutdown, Trump is up a point. So 2018, 2019, he was down 3 points. He's up a point. 20 days into the shutdown is when they're quoting this. That's very, very interesting stats. So where do we go to from here? Well, we see this as is now pretty much blown up because the Democrats have stepped on their dorks yet again. They really, truly can't read the room. People aren't falling for it. Oh! Okay, we've got music playing, so I guess it's time to roll out. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Got many other things to do on a Tuesday. Decide to hang out with me. Get a gold star for attendance. Good stuff like that there. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. You know, you got many other things to do. Decided to come by here, so I will see you next week. Good stuff like that there. And unless I put out something sooner, who knows, I might. Catch up with you guys later. Good stuff like that there. So, eat good, keep tendering as always, you know, love it. I will see you guys next week. Thanks you guys so much for hanging out. I think Patriot Fever rolled out because he's pooped. I'll catch you guys next week. Good stuff like that there. I will see you then. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. And I'll catch you guys next week. Catch you guys. See ya. Raiders!